If you're one of my gang stalking slaves watching this video right now, please just stop and do the world a favor. Find a big can of gasoline, submerge yourself in it, and light the flame, you know? It'll simulate maybe 1/10 of what you'll experience for eternity after that's over with. If they want to amp up my mental and physical torture after posting this video, I'm going to continue posting more and more, so in a matter that won't be affecting me mentally, so they can keep it up. I hope all good people are doing well. Comments are going to be disabled on this video for pretty obvious reasons. If you got something bad to say, just come say it. So I haven't been uploading as much in part because my camera glasses mysteriously decided to break. And also, I really don't want to help sensitize actual real targets also going through this to their really dumb tactics they use. I mean, it's all just designed to get into your head, basically, and prevent you from moving forward in life and try to anger you. That's what they do all day, is just try to anger me and set me up on some kind of charge. And they're trying to change my personality and change my good character while they do it. Like, I feel like I'm developing some sort of attitude where I feel better than all these things, even though I'm not wrong, but it's not good to go around feeling like you're better than everybody around you, even though they literally set up the world like you are. It's kind of fucked up. I don't know, that's just how I feel, and they're honking their horns as I say this. So lately I've been trying to do everything I can possibly do to just ignore these fools and be the best I can be. And they obviously don't like that, so they just keep amping it up, basically. Now they're sending them on my street, you know, to do what they do. I'm about to show, but yeah, I walk to the end of my driveway and see this clown waiting for me. And they basically want to set me up on a charge here. They know I'm not going to put up with these clowns. Also, I'm just going to add, if you think I'm sounding harsh in my wording at all while being harassed by these losers, I doubt you're actually going through this, and you probably don't have the evidence to show it. Well, I could edit out me, sounding like a bit of a lunatic to ones that don't understand exactly how deep and psychological this is. I just thought I should really include the full extent to show how they try to take what was a good person and try to make them into, something they're not. They try to make me into what they are. I really don't see much point in making these videos anymore when the general public is literally so slow that they can't even fathom that gang stalking exists regardless of what evidence is presented to them. And when these literal camera actors, these narcissistic camera actors are basically running the extent of this community, I mean, it's the majority of this community is narcissistic camera actors. Lastly, I'll add, if anybody thinks that is harsh wording and that they're about to hear, I mean, think about how you would feel if you walk out to your mailbox and there's some fool waiting there for you playing with his lights or whatever it is, and then there's another it watching your reaction, trying to get you set up on a charge after they antagonize you in front of your own house. And this happens to you every single day, at least something like it. I decided not to edit it out to show the realness of the situation. This is what happens when you antagonize someone since they were a child for no reason aside from speaking the truth in the corruption that's going on in our so-called world today. Gang stalking slave right there, living for me. They live for me, they're nothing. Playing with their lights because they're my slave, they live for me, see that? Just did a little gesture to them that their head's gonna be cut off. They live for me. Loser. They're my slave, look at that. Loser. They're not gonna come over here because they live for me. About 5 minutes after this particular setup happened, I went back out to get that perp's license plate, and I just wanted to clarify that to prevent any confusion. Then I switched back over to the original video in a second here. I'll add these two stalkers were not there before I walked about a 20-foot distance, and then before I know it, as I turn around, they just appear out of nowhere. Go and get a Gangstalker's plate. They send their little slaves out for me. Gotta have an eye on me at all times. These little misery things of misery. So these two perps come up right on time to synchronize to make sure I'm not doing anything to that perp's car or doing anything violent or anything that they can get me locked up for. And this isn't as obvious their involvement as the guy flashing the light or the guy that I was getting the plate, but it's still obvious. No, I was thinking of adding this part, but just this doesn't make any sense. So these two appear to be together. They come out of nowhere together to synchronize with me getting that perp license plate, and they're not even together though. Like, why are they walking separate? Does that make any sense at all? These two people that know each other, but they're walking separately. Okay. Now I'm back onto the first video here. Now look how that same perp decides to move to the other side of the car after having his door open, just standing there with its phone on me. They live for me. I mean, what more can I say? They need the surveillance overhead as well. This next part's going to attempt to show the noise harassment that occurs. Basically, anytime I do something they don't like, or anytime I step out the door or contact somebody they don't want me to contact, or things of that nature. So in this occurrence, this one shows where I'm doing something. As I go and move to do something else, there's about 10 seconds where you can hear no sirens, and then they simultaneously have their EMS sirens go off. This is a very common occurrence, happens every single day. Maybe not in that exact scenario, but that scenario happens at least once a week. But it happens every single day, this noise harassment. Usually it's people setting off car alarms or honking horns the very second I step outside. Apartment lives for me. Got the whole fucking apartment living for me. Pretty sad of them. This here is one of the last videos I filmed with my camera glasses before they mysteriously broke. This basically shows a helicopter following me. They circle around and they come back and just hover right over while I'm driving. Can't be more obvious, honestly. I had to record my computer because I'm all out of storage, and I don't want to keep buying more every month to support the things that are actually doing this. Yeah, they like trafficking kids. They're sickos. my slave right here, living for me as usual. Living for me. Wait, I got outside. I have hundreds of direct plane flyovers caught on film that I predict before happening. I just don't feel like adding a lot to this video and going through all the stuff I have. I also have a lot more helicopter harassment, but I don't feel like going through all these videos. This is just more of the timed one-liner synchronization that they do to me basically every single time before I get to my destination, before and after.
Bye-bye, loser. Bye-bye, loser. Little slave living for me.
Don't ask me how I know this, but there's at least a dozen actors watching this whole video that they just keep coming back to my page. They won't subscribe, but they just keep coming back because they can't get enough of the real, actual content. They're very envious and jealous. They're on here fake posing as being targets. Really, they're just actors. Some just want attention, and some are being paid by this government program. It's very obvious. The ones that want attention are honestly the most pathetic, but they're all pretty much equally just as pathetic.